Welcome to a bonus edition of the Sports Crew, the March Madness breakdown. We did one of these last year, and oh man, I have the results up of how we did. We did not do well at all. We had 730 points. We finished 6,675,707. We were in the 54.6 percentile, and that's not very good compared to my other bracket I did on ESPN, where I actually won some stuff through UW Green Bay. I had 1,310 points. I was 303,112 in the 97.9 percentile. That one did very, very well, but your last year we did not do well. We're here for redemption.
You bet we are, and I think we're going to get it.
I think so as well. This is a very interesting year in college basketball. They said it greatly on the selection show. This year had a lot of good teams, but not a lot of great. Like, there were a lot of decent teams who did some good things, but I mean, there are some teams this year. You got an Arizona and Baylor combo as the one seeds. No disrespect, but they both of the analysts predicted Arizona to be in the championship of Gonzaga. I don't think that's going to happen at all. One of them picked it to win. I don't see this Arizona team going that far. We'll talk about it when we get there. Let's start in the West side. And if you didn't watch or listen to our bracket episode from last year, you could listen to it. I mean, it's always fun to go back. I might go back and listen to it just for a little bit to listen to, but we're not going to talk in depth about all these games. So like this first one. Gonzaga, Georgia State. We're not going to spend 5 minutes talking about this. Gonzaga is going to win, correct?
Yeah, Gonzaga's got this one.
Absolutely.
Double digits.
This is Gonzaga's year. I will say that. Boise State at 27-7. They're the 8 seed against 21-10 Memphis. So this is our first 8-9 matchup. Memphis played 4 top 25 teams. Boise State played just 1. So you can't let records deceive you when it comes to this. In points per game, Memphis was 75.4, Boise State with 68.7. What are you thinking? I'm leaning towards Boise.
Let's take the 9. Why not?
Okay. We'll take Memphis. I do like the record of Boise. Obviously, it speaks for itself, but Memphis has more of an advantage against tougher teams. So let's take that there. Uconn and New Mexico State. I'm sure a lot of people are going to look at the records. They're going to see Uconn lost 9 games. They're going to see New Mexico's 26-6, but this Uconn team is good. You picked them to win it all in the Big East. They did not do that, and I think we're both going to pick Uconn here.
Yeah, I really like this Uconn team, like a lot.
They could make a run. And the next one is Arkansas and Vermont. And, I mean, Arkansas is pretty good, right? But I'm liking this Vermont team. So if we want to get a little spicy to start, we go 13 over a 4. Because would we pick Uconn over Arkansas anyway?
No, we wouldn't. So this is definitely
okay.
One, I like to always look, use my other resources too to see where teams are ranked. And yeah, I mean, they have Arkansas is a little overrated based on some records or some advanced stats I'm looking at. I'm going to go, let's take an upset here. I was going to mention the possibility of throwing one in here right away.
Take Vermont. Yes, I say we take Vermont. Why not, right? I mean, the record kind of speaks for itself. 28-5. They only played one top 25 team, but they were 17-1 in their conference. They're getting 75 points a game, only giving up 60. They lost to Providence by 10 and Maryland by 11. So, I mean, they hung in there, right? That's not bad losses on the year for that team. And now we move down to the second half of the West. Alabama plays the winner of Rutgers and Notre Dame. And we were talking about this because you kind of get to cheat. You're picking the first 4 winner. You get both of them. So either Rutgers or Notre Dame if they win. We technically get them both. But do we pick them to go over Alabama? 19-13 is Alabama. Last year, they were a lot better than they were this year.
So Alabama, actually, their resume is a lot better, than it would seem. I mean, they beat Gonzaga by 9. I know it was earlier in the year. But, again, it's March.
That's a big upset.
They lost to Texas A&M by 16. They were actually a first 4 out. So, not every loss matters. Rutgers has proven they can beat good teams. They beat Wisconsin at the Kohl Center. So, do we want to go double upset here, Jordan, and take a Big Ten squad? I want to take a Big Ten squad. One of these 11s.
You got 9 Big Ten teams in this tournament. Let's do it. We'll take it here. Texas Tech, Montana State. Not a whole lot to talk about. Yes, Montana State is the 14 seed. They have a better record at 27-7, but 11 of Texas Tech's 34 games are against top 25 teams. They're the 3 seed for a reason. They lost to Gonzaga, but they beat Baylor twice. Baylor's a 1 seed. Texas Tech played Kansas 3 times. They beat them 1 of the 3. I mean, Texas Tech is the clear winner here.
Yeah, Let's take Texas Tech. No question.
Michigan State and Davidson. This is a little bit interesting. I'm leaning towards Michigan State with the Big Ten team, but I'm curious your thoughts.
I've seen people take Davidson here.
They got upset on Sunday. They lost their conference game.
The thing. But I do like this Michigan State team. Ever since, not look what they did in the Big Ten tournament, but against Wisconsin,
Beat them twice in the year.
I like what they did at the Kohl Center, and I'll go Michigan State here. What I talked to you about too is kind of where my stance. I think Big Ten teams will do well in the first 2 rounds, but from there, I don't know how they do. I think that's where it starts getting funky.
Really all depends who they're matching up against. Duke over Cal State Fullerton. No discussion needed there. And now we're going to go back to the top. We're going to stick with the West. Gonzaga, Memphis. Still, we're riding with Gonzaga. They're not going to lose to a 9 seed. Uconn, Vermont. I don't know. We could go Vermont Sweet 16, but I don't think so.
I'm going Uconn.
Yeah, Uconn is the safe bet indeed. So now we got a Gonzaga and Uconn Sweet 16 battle. Rutgers or Notre Dame, whoever it is, against Texas Tech. Texas Tech.
We'll go Texas Tech.
It's the safe route. It's the safe route.
They beat Baylor twice. I think that for me,
it speaks for itself. It really, really does. Baylor a 1 seed, Texas Tech a 3, and then Michigan State and Duke. This is where it gets interesting. Duke, obviously, it's Coach K's final year. I know Duke could honestly easily win it all this season, or they could get bounced to a team like Michigan State. I don't think they lose to Texas Tech. They possibly do, but I think Michigan State has a chance, even though I think we're going to take Duke here. I think in one of my brackets, I'm going to do Michigan State just for the fun of it, but I think Duke will move on.
The Big Ten narrative for me, Big Ten can't do well in tournaments, right? I might not be a fan of that narrative, but I'm going to go with it here, and I'm going to say Duke.
Yeah, we'll go with Duke. And then we've got the 1, 5, 3, and 2. Gonzaga, are they getting upset by UConn? I say no.
Nope.
And then Texas Tech and Duke. Does Texas Tech beat Duke? We're looking at a Duke team 28-6. Obviously, Duke beat Gonzaga. They beat Kentucky. They beat North Carolina, but they also lost to North Carolina. They lost to Miami. They lost to Virginia Tech. They lost to Ohio State. They've got some big-time losses. Texas Tech, like we said, they beat Kansas, Baylor twice, beat Oklahoma, beat Texas twice. Only lost to 4 by Providence, lost to the Zags by double digits, though. I don't know. Are we going 1-2?
It's Coach K's last year. Let's go 1-2.
All right. And then the question is, do we ride with Duke and do we take them to beat Gonzaga?
No.
Or are the Zags going to the Final Four?
I think the Zags at least are a Final Four squad.
They have to be. Okay, I would say they're at least an Elite 8 team because I know Coach K will pull some magic if they get there. And even if Texas Tech gets there, they know Gonzaga. They played them earlier in the year, but enough of it. We're sticking with Gonzaga to make it to the Final Four. Now we move to the East. Baylor over Norfolk State. If you want to talk about a little bit of an upset, Norfolk State 24-6. They didn't play any top 25 teams, but they're scoring 75 points a game. On paper, this is a very even matchup. We're not going to pick it. But
okay, they played Xavier. They lost by 40. And Xavier was one of those bubble teams. No.
No, I'm just saying, on paper, if you're going to use these ESPN tools, Norfolk scored 75.1 a game. Baylor scored 76.5.
Go to the next one.
I'm just kidding. It's not going to happen. I just don't trust this Baylor team a whole lot. I didn't even know they lost by 40. That's bad. That's really, really bad. Baylor probably beat them by 30 then. Now it gets interesting. North Carolina and Marquette. We're going Marquette, and Marquette could beat Baylor for all we know. But for all we know, Marquette could not even make it past the first round.
So I might have an unpopular, and this isn't going to be biased. I do not have Marquette winning at all. I do, however, have Marquette in the Sweet 16, and I hope we can kind of put that in here. But I want Marquette.
For the pod bracket, of course, we're going to do it. I don't trust Baylor. We're going to do Marquette.
Let's do it. Marquette Sweet 16. But
and then we've got St. Mary's 25-7. They play either Wyoming or IU. That's Indiana, correct? That's who got.
Mm-hmm.
I was just making sure on this side. I don't think we picked this 12 seed. I know we picked the 11 in the first 4 game, but St. Mary's is going to move on for us. UCLA and Akron. Now, UCLA, I know you're high on this team. They're going to win this game. But then moving forward, we're going to have some intriguing things. You are picking UCLA, correct?
Let's pick UCLA here, but UCLA has an interesting resume. It is so weird.
Yes, it's not very good. It's not very consistent. It's kind of all over the place. And our next one is a 6-11 matchup. We picked the 11 in the first time, and it's possible we pick it again here. 21-11 Texas, 23-13 Virginia Tech, Texas 3-8 against top 25 teams. The Hokies are 2-3. And I don't know. I mean, this is kind of a toss-up game. Virginia Tech beat Duke. We mentioned that. They beat Notre Dame twice, which is whatever. They beat North Carolina. They beat Miami. As for Texas, they lost to Gonzaga. Texas beat Kansas once, but they lost to Baylor twice, lost to Texas Tech twice, lost to Seton Hall, beat Oklahoma twice. I don't know. This one's kind of a toss-up for me.
We'll go Texas, I think, here. Oh, I don't know. Virginia Tech's a solid squad. I mean, they beat Duke this year.
I know.
What do you think?
Siri? Should we bring Siri in?
Siri.
We'll bring Siri in.
Siri needs to come in.
Texas will be heads. I think that's fair since they're the higher seed, and Virginia Tech will be tails. All right. Siri, flip a coin.
Texas wins. Wow.
Heads.
Okay, thanks,
yes.
Siri.
Okay. The volume was a little quiet, but hopefully I was able to hear. Texas does indeed move on. Sure, we'll have to ask Siri a few more things. Purdue over Yale. I think it's a lock. I'm not scared that Purdue lost the Big Ten championship game.
Yeah. I'm with you.
And then Murray State, 30-2 against San Francisco. I've never even heard of San Francisco. I mean, they're making the tournament here. Both teams haven't beat a top 25 team, but Murray State, 30-2, 18-0 in their conference. I know they lost to Auburn by 13, but San Francisco lost to Gonzaga 3 times. They lost to St. Mary's twice. They lost to Loyola Chicago. I mean, their only good wins are against BYU and UAB. You can't bet against a 30-2 record.
I guess. If San Francisco gets hot, though, you never know.
Yeah, you never know. I don't really trust them at this point in time. I mean, Murray State, for all we know, they could beat Kentucky. I don't think it'll happen, but we'll see. St. Peter's is Kentucky's opponent, and Kentucky will run right through them. I just don't. We're going Marquette over Baylor. We already said that. Marquette in the Sweet 16. And then do we take St. Mary's over UCLA? Both teams 25-7. And I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, Marquette
St. Mary's beat Gonzaga.
Yeah, no, I actually want to take St. Mary's, and I think St. Mary's, and I'm gonna say St. Mary's would be Marquette in this scenario.
We can ride with that. And also, we haven't said UCLA. They lost to Gonzaga by 20. St. Mary's beat them once, lost to them twice, but still, they're playing quality teams. Texas and Purdue, I don't know about you, but I kind of want to ride Purdue for a little bit, and I might take them over Kentucky, but we'll see your thoughts.
I'll take Purdue over Kentucky. Let's do it. This is a Big Ten team that I'll give an exception to. I think them, Iowa, Illinois, those three.
Yes, Illinois has a tough path, though. We're going to get to that one next, and it scares me a little bit. So we've got St. Mary's and Purdue in the Elite Eight. Who goes to the Final Four? Purdue?
Purdue.
All right, Purdue and Gonzaga. We'll get to that Final Four bracket. When we get there, we got 2 more sides. Now let's go to the South. Arizona will beat, I don't even know who these are, WRST
Wright State and Bryant. Wright State, winner of the Horizon League. Milwaukee beat the Wright State.
That does, yeah. Okay, I was talking to you this before. I kind of disagree. If you win your conference, you shouldn't have to be in a first 4 game. You should get in. I don't care if it's a 16 seed. You shouldn't have to win again. But, I mean, I guess they're in the 68. It's really all that matters. Seton Hall and TCU, 21-10 against 20-12, 3-6 is Seton Hall against top 25, 5-6 is TCU. Obviously, TCU plays in a tougher conference. They beat Kansas, even though they lost to Baylor twice. And I don't know. I mean, Seton Hall will probably take them.
I don't know, Jordan. I mean, the Big East. I wouldn't say that the Big 12 is a tougher conference with how the Big East overall has performed this year. I mean, they're pretty close, pretty even, right? But I will say TCU's I do like. I mean, they have that win over Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
This was actually, I was thinking TCU. As much as I love taking Big East teams, I would go TCU here.
I don't mind that whatsoever. So then we have Houston against UAB, and people love the 12-5 upsets. Is this one we think about taking? Houston only played 1 top 25 team. UAB didn't play any. Houston 29-5, UAB 27-7. Houston hung in there with Wisconsin, only lost to them by 2. Lost to Alabama by 1. They beat SMU and Oregon by 29. They beat Oregon. But, I mean, this could be a toss-up.
I'll take Houston.
Okay, we'll go with Houston. And then Illinois against Chattanooga, a 27-7 Chattanooga. This is a team that lost to Murray State by 11, Belmont by 8, and beat VCU by 2. And that's their only notable results. Illinois, I understand they're 22-9. I understand they're playing a team that's 27-7, but you can't bet against Kofi Cockburn.
I'm taking Kofi here. Kofi Cockburn has been phenomenal, and that's why you got to throw that Marquette loss. I'm glad they don't even mention that. Looking ESPN, they don't mention it as a notable game because I mean Kofi was not there. And let's go Illinois. I like this Illinois team, but like you said, tough area.
It's a tough road to get there. I think we'll save that for a little bit. Talk about it when we get there. Michigan, we'll right by them. They don't stand a chance against Colorado State. Tennessee and Longwood, same thing here, right? Longwood is 26-6, Tennessee 26-7, but Longwood hasn't played a single top 25 team. Tennessee's played 12 of them. And the only team they did play that was good was Iowa, and they lost by 33. So we're going Tennessee, correct?
Yes. I like that Tennessee team a lot, is all I'll say. And we'll see. We'll see how this goes.
We'll see how far it goes for them. Now, I think we go the 10/7, or do you like the Big Ten Ohio State?
This is a Big Ten team. I do like EJ Little. I think, I'm going to go Ohio State here.
Okay, I love Loyola Chicago. I mean, they're the team come March Madness time. And
but that can't work every year.
No, it can't, but we'll go Ohio State. Villanova, Delaware, Villanova,
but I'm kind of scared for that Villanova team.
I am as well. I mean, they just won the tournament, right? But
doesn't matter. It's March.
No, exactly. And I still think that conference tournaments are way overrated, and they really don't matter. I don't care if the Badgers lost first round. I mean, I don't really care that Kansas won it either for them. I love Kansas, but they solidified their 1 seed. But at the end of the day, it's a conference tournament where you're not always playing the best teams. Duke lost in theirs. They don't matter at the end of the day as much as to some teams. Absolutely, they matter, but not always as much as people say. Arizona over TCU, I assume we're picking.
Oh, Arizona's one of those 1 seeds. I guess we'll let them live through the round of 32.
I was going to say Illinois beats them.
Yes, that's what I want.
We will put that as a lock right now. Illinois over Houston and over Arizona. Now, Colorado State. I know you're high on Tennessee. Do they make it past Colorado State?
Yes.
And then the question is, do they make it past Ohio State or Villanova? Are we going Villanova to play this safe?
Nope. Tennessee.
We're going Ohio State.
Sorry. I jumped ahead a little bit here.
Then we're going the 3 over the 2. We're going Villanova or Ohio State, and then Tennessee over Villanova.
Let's go Ohio State. I seriously think the Ohio State, like with how they match up against Villanova, I think that might be one to look at.
So this is good because on our west side, we got the 1 and 2 seeds. They were in the Elite 8. On the east side, we have the 3 and 5. And now on the south, we have the 4 and the 3. So we're having a little bit of variety. And now, might come down to a coin toss. I think Illinois Final Four, but I'm assuming you're going to say Tennessee.
Let's just do a coin toss. Either way.
All right. Yeah. I'm fine with either. But
I know it's a toss-up for me, too. I don't know.
All right. Siri, flip a coin.
It's tails this time.
All right. So that's going to be Illinois because they're the 4. Yep. They're the lower seed.
Illinois. Final. They're going to redeem after Loyola last year.
2 Big Ten teams in the Final Four. Will it be 3 with Wisconsin? They probably won't. But Kansas, they're going to beat. And I found it really funny that they have Texas Southern and Texas Christian both playing in Texas for a spot to play in Texas. Like
money.
That's crazy right there. Yeah. It makes a lot of sense. San Diego State and Creighton. And I think we're going to go Creighton unless, I don't know.
That Creighton team, I like that Creighton team. I know they beat Marquette 3 times, but let's go Creighton.
So then we move to Iowa and Richmond. It's not really a conversation to me. Richmond 23 and 12. They're not a fun 12 seed to mess with. This is Iowa.
Yeah.
But is it a 13 seed you mess with? The Jackrabbits 30 and 4. I know Providence is really, really good. They play in a tough conference.
Providence, they lost by like 30 against Creighton in the Big East semis.
I know.
Okay. Well, that's where this gets,
Because would we pick Iowa over Providence anyway? Probably, right?
Maybe.
So then I feel like it's harm free to pick the 13 over the 4.
I'll let you decide this one. I decided some of the other upsets.
I'm going to go with the upset here. Why not? Because if that's the way I look at it for March Madness, if you're not going to have a team go far, why not just throw a little upset in there? You never know. You might get all your others wrong, but that could be the only one you get right. So why not do it? We'll do it there. Iowa, we'll advance. We'll get to that in a minute. LSU, the 6th seed. This was the first game they announced for Milwaukee. LSU playing against Iowa State, 6-11. Should be a good game, no doubt about it. And I think we will rock with LSU as the 6.
That LSU team is the highest turnover rate in the country.
I know they're not a great team.
That's why Iowa State beat Iowa by 20. I mean,
they did. That was earlier in the year, though. I think.
Yes. Yeah. I'd be okay with taking 11-6 here. That's all I'm saying. But
we'll take it. We'll take Iowa State because they're going to lose. They're going to lose to Wisconsin anyway.
Ooh, okay.
Well, you probably think Colgate could beat Wisconsin, huh?
No.
Okay. I mean, you look
it's
at
Colgate. Milwaukee. Come on.
Colgate's only notable win on the year is beating Syracuse by 15. They lost to Vermont by 10 and St. John's by 18. So people can pick that upset all they want, but that ain't going to happen. So USC, the 7 against Miami, the 10. And USC 1-4 against top 25 teams, but they're 26-7 against Miami, who's 1-2, but a 23-10 record. Miami beat Duke, beat North Carolina by 28, but lost to Alabama by 32.
I'm taking USC. I
agree.
I'm gonna go bold here with USC. You're right.
Are we picking them over Auburn?
Well, Auburn's got to lose somewhere, Jordan.
I don't like Auburn.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I don't think Wisconsin. I'll be honest. I don't think they make it out of the Sweet 16 either, based on where they are. Because I think USC might. So we might see a 7 seed make it out there.
Ooh,
maybe.
I think it'll come down to a coin toss, but for Wisconsin USC. So let's start at the top. We'll work our way down. Kansas will beat Creighton, correct?
Yeah.
Iowa over South Dakota State. Okay,
Yep.
So I guess we got it all figured out pretty much, and then we're doing Wisconsin and USC.
Yep.
So then Kansas and Iowa. Kansas,
Iowa. Ooh, I can't. Yeah. I mean, Iowa's another Big Ten team that I'm like, ooh, but
yeah, we don't want to go too heavy on Big Ten. I guess.
Well, we don't want to, of course, but Kansas. I know people are picking them to get upset early. I don't think so.
No, I don't think this. If it's going to be their year, it's going to be this year. I think we do see it.
Yeah,
honestly,
I like
on a lot of my brackets, it's probably going to be a Kansas and Gonzaga final, or I'll throw a Kansas Duke in there, something like that. But I'll make one for Wisconsin as well. Are we going to do a coin toss between Wisconsin and USC?
Let's do it for fun.
I think so, because I would pick Wisconsin, and I know you're leaning towards USC.
I'm indifferent, right? I don't.
All right,
but I want to coin toss.
Just to recap, Wisconsin the 3, they'll be the heads, and it was heads the first time we did it, tails the second time, so it'll probably be heads again. Siri, flip a coin.
It's tails.
Oh, wow. Siri did Wisconsin dirty. USC moving on to play Kansas in the Elite 8. And I think we send Kansas to the Final Four.
We'll send Kansas there.
So then we have Gonzaga, Purdue on the left side. And I don't think Purdue will be the team to end Gonzaga's run, but Final Four, what are you thinking? What are we thinking here between Purdue the 3 and Gonzaga the 1?
Purdue and Gonzaga. Okay.
Because, I mean, we could. I don't think we're going to. But we could have Illinois, Purdue, all Big Ten final. I don't think we're going to, but it's a possibility.
We're not going to do it. Let's do Gonzaga here.
All right. So we're going to do Gonzaga, and then Illinois, Kansas.
Do you want to take Kansas? Because I was saying let's just take Illinois here.
I was going to say take Illinois because I think we're going to pick Gonzaga to win it all.
Yeah.
So then we got our boy Chet Holmgren against Kofi Coburn, and Gonzaga comes out on top.
Gonzaga on top, and our favorite part, score.
This is tough. It's going to be in the 60s probably, huh?
I like that.
Maybe a little, maybe like a 63-58 or a little higher. 63-58.
Let's do it. Let's say it's a close game, and then free throws kind of push the score and inflate it.
Free throw, yeah. Free throws usually ice it at the end of the day, put them on top. 60. Let me look up last year. What was Gonzaga versus Baylor? Let's see, just to see a little reference. That was 86-70 last year. Oh my goodness.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe
That
we
one
have to score a little. Those teams were solid defensively as well.
Yes. So maybe we
I'll
up
just
it
add 10. Add 10 to each.
73-68. I like that. That's not
I like
bad.
it.
And that's 40 points a half. You know, that's we'll live
That's
with
reasonable.
it. Yeah. If say it's like a 33-30 game at the half and then they come alive, I can agree with that. I'm going to hit submit and we're all set. Our bracket has been completed. Gonzaga. It says I picked Gonzaga to cut the nets down in New Orleans. The confetti coming down for the sports crew bracket. And this was just one we made for fun. This is on ESPN. I put it on my account last year. We had the absolutely terrible one, but this year we're looking for revenge, and it's not too late. I guess you can still join our bracket until Thursday morning. So $5 to enter. We're filling it up. We're getting as many people as possible. For the payout, how that's all going to work out. Any other final comments or thoughts on March Madness before we send off on Gonzaga? They're going to win it all.
Yeah, as you mentioned, $5. Make sure to message us on social media, Jordan_sports crew, myself, Drew Skyberg, DREWSKYBERG, and then also Jordon Lawrenz, Jordon Law_PXP. I'll do
Yes, you got it. That's beautiful. Otherwise, message us on any of the pod accounts. We'll respond on there as well. As the time of recording this, only 4 days until the tournament begins. But when this is all said and done, when this episode is up, we'll already have 2 first 4 games done, and you still have time to enter our predictions challenge. Thank you all for listening to this bonus edition of Jordan and Drew, the Sports Crew, the perfect podcast for you.